God bless you. Thank you for joining us here for our Tuesday meditation, all you people in cyberspace. Thank you everyone here too. It's such an honor and a joy for me to be here and share this space. And it wasn't just 10 minutes, 5 minutes ago Lori felt. She was the conductor, the divine conductor of the presence. The presence. At some level, it's all one. It is this love, this fire, this moving energy that accelerates the very atoms and molecules around you, in the room, on this planet, and in the universe, as God wills this love into existence. God visualize the acceleration of all the children. The Divine Mother releases the wisdom how to return. And she sings her song, calling us all home, calling us with that voice of love that is irresistible. It's so beautiful. It's so holy. You are magnetized in that fire of love. You can't help but follow that energy. It speaks to the very soul, the very essence of your being. And in that upward current is a joy. As you know, you're getting closer, closer and closer. And that's what happens during these meditations. That is the journey. So wherever you are, as you are participating, whether you're in Washington, D.C., Orange County, Denver, Colorado, Florida, I know where you are. Turn off the TV and just sit. Just sit and listen for her voice. Listen for that song. It's there. All the stars are singing also. There's a choir of angels singing. Many, many, visible and invisible, working to bring you back. Divine Mother, Heavenly Father, Source, infinite love light, come into this room now. Come into the rooms of everyone participating online. Let this fire of love clear away, bless away, heal away, soothe and comfort each of your children, each with the gentle, loving, compassionate energy that created this universe. We attune ourselves now to that frequency. We harmonize our souls, our minds and our bodies to that note that is being sung by our soul. We enter into the place coming back. I invite now Saint Germain to come into this room, in the center of this room. My brother, my friend. And as we collectively create in this room, this portal that brings heaven to earth, which brings this holy brother in all of his God glory, all of his light and love, all the wisdom of the ages that he carries in this age of Aquarius, in his God presence, in his light body, in the very frequency of freedom and the violet flame that he embodies. Place your foot in this living room. Electrify the floors with the divine energy of the violet flame. Let it travel up the walls and the ceiling as it raises the vibration of the very molecules of the matter universe. Create a spiral of the violet flame here for us. It is God's will that this temple contain the pure, clear energy of the violet flame. Each one of us take a look in your spiritual eye, and with your light body drink the holy elixir of the fountain of youth that the violet flame is. As we drink this holy fire, this energy in our light bodies, in all of our finer bodies, we too can be purified. To see clearer, feel deeper, know without a mind. Saint Germain, my brother, my friend, create a permanent focus of the violet flame here. Let it radiate out hundreds and thousands of miles, where all people searching for the truth, searching for the divine energy of mercy, searching for the freedom of mind, body, and soul. Searching to raise the vibration of themselves and the planet. Tap into this. It is there. It is for everyone. We create this opportunity now. And we hold the space and the visual for others to come. Bathe into the light. Bathe into the joy. Bathe into the freedom. I ask this. I want this. It is the time that the planet can fully use this energy. This area, all members of the Temple of Clarity, all light workers within 333 miles, and I ask more, brighter, clearer, stronger, brighter, clearer, stronger, as the flame, the God flame, the conscious flame, the all-knowing flame of the violet singing flame, creates that bridge between heaven and earth, creates that freedom opportunity, deliverance, healing, clarity. So I was in Yosemite for a few days. And I think I used to know what it meant, right? Yosemite has a meaning, Carlos? Yeah, it's like Native American name for something. But the whole valley is one giant crystal. Half Dome is a giant crystal. El Capitan's a giant crystal. And the electricity, the joy, energy, not only from nature, but the invisible realms, because it's just so much life. So much life. Just to watch people, when they come through the tunnel and they see the valley for the first time is, they see it and they immediately want to stop in the parking lot, get that picture of the valley with all the waterfalls. It seems so surreal that something like that exists. It seems impossible that something that beautiful exists on Earth. So I was there helping at a retreat, taking pictures, helping with the healings, and with just helping Larissa, her very first retreat that she led. She did an amazing job. And I was telling Lisa there was some very, there was a different group of people that went there, like heroin addict, recovering, two people going through divorces, one person apparently recovering from a rape. And, so the healing work that was there was like very intense. And to hold that space and help with it was a joy. In that environment, in nature, where someone can just be grounded and let the heaviness of what they're processing be transmuted, and like a composter, the earth energy just like takes it, purifies it, restores it back to its divine essence, and they begin to open up again. And over the 3 or 4 days that we're there, you can see the progress. And one lady had a really awakening. It was she, I think she was like Filipino, and she didn't know why she signed up for the retreat. She'd never done a yoga retreat. She didn't know anything about anything, so it's just so brand new. It was so interesting. She would ask, the most simple questions, the most, and by the end of the retreat, she was like transformed. She had got it. She saw it. The power of meditation, the power of prayer, the power of intention, the power of inner child work. All that was just, she knew then. One of the places that we went, I was leading the hike, was to the Grizzly Giant. And that's where Carlos had his tremendous healing. And as I was hugging the tree, as I was had my hands on the tree myself, I was communicating with the tree, and I did what you did. I felt the roots, and then I went up the tree, to the top of the branches, and I was just there, and the softness of the tree, such a soft energy, such a very clear transmission of stillness and staying strong on the path. The tree told me that it takes spirit and turns it into matter. And I said, wow, that's so beautiful. And it absorbs the spiritual light from the stars and from the sun, takes it into its leaves, and then builds that with Mother Earth into something that not only is a gift for humanity, but it's a gift for all the invisible beings all around there. And visible, the birds and the squirrels and everything are loving this tree too. So it's interesting, like little like words that would just come to me. And I was watching other people, totally unconscious about the tree. Just a piece of wood. Just not seeing the tree. Not seeing. I don't think I even saw the tree. I didn't see the spirit in the tree. But I was trying to communicate with the tree, and I was getting these little insights. So in that area where the grizzly giant is like it's like 3,000 years old, that tree. It's they said at one time it was the world's known largest tree. Now I think it's like the 27th. They found some really big ones. Even just recently, people hiking in the redwoods, and all of a sudden they say, "What?" And they look up, and there's this tree, and they go, "Well, we have to measure it." They have, lasers now. And there was some tree in the middle of the forest somewhere, nobody knew where it was, and they just discovered it. That's the largest tree in the world now. So things like that happen. Well, anyways, I was sitting by the grizzly giant, and it was completely still. The kids were laughing, and people were taking pictures. And then I heard the crash, bang, crash, bang, crash, bang, bounce, 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 and that seed hits me in the leg. Impossible. And the lady sitting next to me said, if you want a clear message, you have to use Clorox. So it's kind of like a funny thing. And so, I inwardly was asking why. And it says the tree was just giving me a gift for thanking me for bringing everybody, again, a little simple message like that. But it was beautiful. And, that's what I love about nature. It's every time we do this, every time Carlos and I go hiking, every time we go do something like that, something happens. Something that's inexplicable. Billions to one odds. And it just, and like one person in the retreat said, if you just show up, if you just go, good things will happen. I made some friends. They'll probably come to the Temple of Clarity. Most of the people came from like San Francisco area. It's interesting. But Carlos, I would love for you to share your tree experience. Share, the story, how the grizzly giant did what it did.
Well, you say it all, Brother Dennis, how the connection you had with the tree. This is the only thing I was actually guided to do because of my incapability to heal myself. Something was guiding me, like, contact nature. But Benice, can I tell something else? There is a park in close to San Francisco, actually close to Sausalito, is the Muir Woods. Yeah. This was the first time I came to San Francisco and visited some friends, and they told me, I'm going to take you to a place that you will love it. Okay, fine. We went. But we went around 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock, the sun is already gone because of the magnificent trees. And actually, it's like a valley full of redwoods. But anyway, I sat in a bench observing and feeling the calmness of the place, and especially the beautiful air, so fresh, so pure. Wow. And I stayed there for a little while. Then the ranger came. He said to me, we are closing up everything. You gotta move because there are mountain lions here. And if you want to meet them, be my guest. But if not, so I stayed there for a little while. My friends went to the car. All of a sudden, there is a shift, like the whole world around me changes. And I felt observed. I felt observed. And me looking for who is that entity observing me. Of course, there is nobody, but it came from the depths. So the big trees somewhere there. And I start becoming charged. Just like, wow, what is this? It was putting me in a state so quiet but so powerful. And I forget to put it in words, I tell you that, but it was something completely out of the normal that I ever experienced with trees, because in Europe I used to go and feel trees. But this one was something different, something that grabbed me. Of course, not with the hand, but it grabbed me and really covered me with that frequency that I said, wow, who are you? Me talking to it. Who are you? Let me see you. Because it's like a fairy tales or something, you know? And when I'm telling you this, I feel the goosebumps around me. And who are you? And well, of course, there are no answers, but yet there was a presence, very strong. Then we gotta move. When I get into the car, my friends felt it. They said, look, Carlos. Carlos is high. Because this is the only thing I could. Yeah, that was the spirit, really, you know, and put me in that space. You don't need anything in that space. You feel so fulfilled, so delicious, so that was my first experience in the United States. And then I thought, if this is the reason why I came here, so it be. And then with Dennis, in Yosemite, start happening chains of events. Brother Dennis was putting me on the place to experience them. Do you remember that view where you see all the trees and then you see the waterfalls there at the distance? There, I had another one. I throw myself, mentally of course, into the valley. And when I came back, Dennis was the first one who noticed that. Look what Carlos did. It did for the group. I didn't know that. But this is Dennis' interpretation, yeah? But I just went soaring into the... How I did it, don't ask me. Because if I do it again, I don't think so. But anyway, something like that happened. It's like, and then the grizzly giant. The grizzly giant was something so special because really I was sick, really sick. And he healed me with his energy. So trees has been a part of my life, very significant. In the Netherlands, I used to go in places where they were gardens of castles, so very old places. And I used to go and lie down under the trees, very old oak trees. This Europe, right? That kind of oak trees, and I fell asleep there. But when I wake up, it's like, my God, what is this? So repeatedly looking for that, for an experience to enhance my beingness, to make contact with it. All chestnut trees planted by the Romans, there still are. Very old, very old. But anyway, coming back to the essence of it, what is it? It's just to ponder questions, because there is no answers. I can tell, and we can tell about our experiences, which ones feel this, another feel that. But in essence, it's a question mark with answers at the same time. Because it's not a guidance to the mind, yet it is. It's complete, but it's more heart-based. Yeah, without guidance, just naturally, naturally going to that environment. And I believe that is it's a connection that whatever you do from there, you're gonna do it right. You're gonna do it right. Even if you just hold a hand or project a smile, you're going to do it right. Because I believe that is the frequency of Mother Earth, which has not only one frequency, multi-millions of frequencies, because the structure of the human temple, earthly temple. But I believe that there is something else at the same time. We might call them angels, might call them entities, we can call it guides, we can call it spirits, but there is something which is coming to me. Our brothers, extraterrestrials, are there. They are there. They are there. And they come to you only if you vibrate in certain frequency, which is no fears. No fears. No fears. You might be in awe, yes, you may, but no fears. Not trying to grab it with the mind, because the mind can't comprehend that. It will diminish the experience. But this is my feeling. There is a extraterrestrial beings. Right now, I've been sitting here with Lori. And there was something here, Lori. Did you feel it? Yeah, this is just very warm. But all of a sudden, when the Brother Dennis was working with the violet flame, it started cooling off. Start cooling. But there was something here, and I thought it was our little friends jumping there. No, it was something there, different. So I don't know what is it among all that submodalities, because we feel submodalities. I at least feel submodalities of it's a platform in order to receive. That is the only thing I can say. You can project, you can go behind it, be invited. Invited. I don't know. think you have experience with that kind of world.
With the ETs? About my experience, I can share about my experience, sure. I did have to leave my fears behind before I could have my encounter, and yeah, I had to fully face the fears and then, transcend them, let them go. And my experience was simply, a knowing that I would be one of the human beings to meet the ET. Let me see. I don't want to actually call it an ET. To meet the master from a particular star. And yeah, it was a beautiful experience. So I saw the spacecraft kind of hover over these rolling hills, and I went out toward the spacecraft, and there was no time. There was no dimension of time. So I can tell you sequentially what happened, but really it was just the experience was kind of unfolding on the next part of the experience. And so as I was moving toward the spacecraft, in the next moment, I was just on the spacecraft, and I saw this really tall being who looked like a middle-aged black man with like skin grafts kind of stitched together. And at first I had a moment of like little shock, and then immediately I realized like, oh, he's just trying to look human so that I don't look, so I'm not scared. And so then I asked him verbally out loud, I asked, so can I ask you anything? And in that first moment, the being said, the being didn't say anything. In that first moment, when I asked that, immediately I felt, oh, I don't have to speak with my words. I can just speak with my mind. So then I asked telepathically, can I ask you anything? And the being indicated yes. And so then I asked, well, can I know the secrets of the universe? And it was downloaded. I felt this energetic into my being. And then immediately, in the same moment, I realized, oh, I'm not supposed to be speaking with my mind. I'm supposed to be speaking with my heart. And then we had this energetic conversation, this cylinder of energy just transferred, just communicated back and forth between our hearts. And that was it, really. That was it. And I woke up, and I remember waking, as I was waking, I felt the secrets of the universe just slip away from my memory. Yeah. And, but really, truly, it doesn't matter, because that was a desire of the mind. And it was really, the whole experience was all about being in the heart. And the thing about this being that I'm still left with, no agenda. This being had no agenda whatsoever. It was just like, pure, just completely pure. And yeah, that was my experience.
Well, thank you. Awesome. I'm going to tell you why I ask you this. You see, your experience, my experience, and what also Brother Dennis' experience was telling, there is no concept of space, of time. Like you can say, it happens or doesn't happen. Just simple as that. You can program it. You can ask, okay, give me this, give me that. No. Because the communication is not with the mind. Yet I believe it is also with the mind, but not the way of conceptual knowledge. But at the level of energy, I would say it's the heart, but could be with something else, which is acting and is active, like the reticular system in our body, which is what Mary was talking about, the medulla oblongata. Do you remember? That she guided me into something. I will participate to you in what she guided me. And also, Carlos, the healing is done from the heart or from the third eye. And she involved me into the dynamic, breathing, feel the spirit of the earth, the air in your lungs, and then project it to the medulla oblongata, and from the medulla oblongata, fire it. Okay, this is a dynamic, but it's a dynamic which is with a lot of love, a lot of, this is my conclusion at the end, because it's not really boom, you know, no. It is at the end of the day like that, but you know, but she is, when she's praying, she's going into a realm, you saw it, right? Into a realm of love. From there, she's doing healings at distance. So could be local, but this is the way it goes. So, when you talk to me about just the experience of the Haiti, and you were understanding, oh no, it's not here. It's from here. Let me see. No, maybe it's something, you know, and you are guiding yourself into that one. He is guiding you, making you understand where are you at, where you begin, where you go. The same is with the trees. The trees are beings of frequencies or conduits from higher essences that they guide you.
We usually, when we go hiking, we usually end up at a tree somewhere. The very first hike, remember that tree that we found in the middle of Cuyamaca? Yeah. And that tree was just this one tree there. And it was all by itself. It was so magical. It was like a magic tree. We had a giant aura. And I think we stayed there for like 20 minutes, just going, you know, we have to come back to this tree. And I remember a couple of years ago when we went to Cuyamaca again, I didn't see that tree. I was looking for that tree. Maybe the fire got it, but that was a magic tree.
Yeah.
Definitely a magic tree.
I just wanted to comment or think about out loud what you said about the tree said to you. Was it you? That the tree brings spirit into the physical, right? Well, I think that everyone in this room does that. Takes not only meditations, thoughts, loves, and radiates out the earth, but they create things. They create businesses and wonderful healings and, you know, electronics and, you know, inspired healing and, you know, insight. This is drawing this energy from spirit and making it physical. And this is, I think, our job. This is what we're supposed to do. And we all, I mean, most people automatically do it, but I think you run into people that have these blocks for whatever reason. You know, it's past karma or whatever, who knows. But That is the plan. And St. Germain has been telling us a lot lately that we can create the golden crystal age of Aquarius through our thoughts and through our hands, You know, people write books and songs and videos and all sorts of things that affect people on many levels. And so it was really interesting that, the trees are doing the same thing. The rocks are probably doing the same thing. The squirrels, bringing joy to everyone, Anyway.
And that's the other thing we do, Carlos, is we look for the rock people, where the rocks are.
I had an ET, is this on? An ET experience when I was probably 25 or 26 was not what you guys experienced. So I was woken up in my bedroom and I was wide awake, and there were two of the shorter grays in my room standing by my bed. And they looked at me and they said, "Who are you?" I said, "Who are you?" And they just, looked at me with their big, huge open eyes. I'm waiting for them to tell me. And finally I said, I got no response on any levels. And I said, "Well, if you're not from the light, be gone." And they left. So.
Yeah, my guru, Elizabeth Clare Prophet, she had the Men in Black, that came to her, I think it was like in the late 80s or something like that. There were two men dressed in black, just like the movie, except they were, up to no good. And so there was like this, light and darkness battle that took place. And she came back, and I was on staff at that time, and she came back and reported this occurrence that she had while she was visiting Los Angeles, I think. There's good and bad, friendly and unfriendly. And, some of them have an agenda, some of them don't, it's just, some of them are angels, some of them are masters. I was with Ava one time, and I said to her, "Take a picture of that cloud over there." And she said, "Why?" I said, "Take a picture of that cloud, hurry." So I gave her my phone and took a picture of this cloud. I get home, I look at the cloud, and there's a spaceship inside it. I said, I didn't see it with my eyes, but but I knew there was something different about that cloud. And my aunt Patty, back in the 50s, she said, she saw this spaceship over Orange County, over the orange groves. It used to be Orange County because it was the orange groves. There's nothing but orange groves. Now it's high real estate now. So they cut down all the orange trees. But she said, it just looked like a flying saucer, like they say it does. Saw it very clear. And then it's funny how many stories I have of people. They are there. There's no doubt. It's happening. All these encounters are happening. Some are here to help us spiritually grow, and they have this high technology and high spiritual development even. And some of them are like Yogananda said. Yogananda says that some of them are like teenagers or whatever. They're not supposed to be here, and they're making trouble, and and then some of them are trying to harvest our gold and our water and take it to their planet. Anyways, one of my customers told me that he was camping in the Sierra Nevadas up by Yosemite, actually, and by a lake, and all of his friends went to go get firewood in the forest, and he was standing there getting dinner ready. Right in front of him is the lake, and he's sitting there watching them, and his name was Irving, and I love that guy. He passed away last year, and he's an old Marine drill sergeant, and he's sitting there, and all of his friends are out in the forest getting the firewood, and he's getting the kitchen ready and everything, and up from the bottom of the lake comes the spaceship. Comes up, hovers there, he sees it, and then it flies off. And he's absolutely stunned and shocked and everything. And then a couple minutes later, his friends come back from the forest. They didn't see anything. They didn't believe his story either, so it was funny, you know. When I said, I believe you, Irving. You know, that happens so often because I think they have some sort of ability or some type of scanner. Their technology must be really super advanced that they only will appear to somebody who, you know, like Carlos said, you know, had removed that block or whatever. There's some sort of thing. And they gave him this beautiful show, you know, like he says it was like right there, right out of the lake, and then went over and psh, gone. So that's kind of funny. Anyways, so it's 9:00. We're just going to seal this prayer. I want to thank you, beloved Saint Germain. I know you placed in this room that violet flame, the eternal elixir of love light that comes from the great central sun that you have anchored in Romania and other places around the world that now you placed here. And I pray that this energy raise the vibration of the world, raise the vibration of Southern California, San Diego, Los Angeles, purify, repolarize all negative energy so that people can be at peace, find that love within their heart, find their true nature, and become one with their higher self. God bless you, everyone on the internet. I'm sure you all have your own UFO stories or Ascended Master visitation stories. Put them in the chat if you want. I'll comment on them later. Good night, everyone.